Okay, what's up with everybody? What's up? My name is Amaan.
I'm Dajuan.
And this is Fight Corner. First episode, podcast episode. Shout out Alyssa, our producer.
Shout out Alyssa.
You know, in this podcast, we'll be talking about a variety of things related to combat sports, boxing, MMA, UFC, all the above. I'm a big fan. Major fan, you know. So, recently there's been a lot of news within the boxing world. MMA has been a lot of news too, but I know with UFC 300 coming up, that's something we can talk about. More towards the due date. Are you looking forward to any dates on UFC 300 card?
I don't know. I think I'm excited for the whole UFC 300 card. When is it?
April 9th.
April 9th, so a couple weeks. I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll be covering that later on in a couple more weeks as we get closer to the event. But just to hop right into it, you're going to be discussing the talk of the boxing world, which is the Devin Haney fight versus Ryan Garcia, which is on 420. They're calling it We Want the Smoke, if you know what I mean.
420.
Yeah. So,
where they fighting? Brooklyn?
Yeah, Barclays. Yeah. So what you think about the fight? How do you think,
So first, I think it's a fun fight for the fans. I don't know. I think I got Devin TKO.
See, I would think Devin TKO, but at the same time, Ryan can hit. See, Ryan does a lot of clown activity, right? He does a lot of clown activity. You know, he's not really locked in. You know, it's a debate on if he's locked in the first place, but, Ryan can hit. He had the left hook, and Haney's chin, is
Suspect,
you feel me? It's a question mark next to it, but I think at 140, he can hit a little bit harder.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right. He has a little bit more power. You saw against Regis, and Regis is known to not really be a chinny fighter, someone who gets dropped, someone who gets hurt a lot. So the fact that I honestly think he could have knocked Regis out. He just didn't have that mentality.
I seen that too. He had him stunned, wobbled a couple of times, but I think because he's not used to having people hurt in fights, it was like, oh snap, what do I do?
Yeah, he didn't have to, Terrence Crawford, one of the best finishers in the sport. He see you hurt, fights over with, you feel me? But Devin, But what do you think about Ryan's antics? How about just the build to the fight as a whole?
For me, this is probably one of the weirdest builds I've ever seen for any boxing match in my life. I think it's working, though, because I feel like you're getting people that don't watch boxing to tune in. But at the same time, it's like, come on, what are we doing? You got one of the biggest fights of your life for a belt. You can't really be playing around doing the stuff he's doing. You got to be. But people are saying he's locked in, so I don't know.
Okay, so for those who are not unaware, Ryan Garcia is a very popular social media. Well, I'm not gonna say social media fighter. That's disrespect. But he's a boxer who's very popular on social media. So he does a lot of drills just to
showing off speed, power, stuff like that.
But the question around Ryan Garcia is his dedication. That's always been his question. But coming into this fight, he's on crash out watch. I'm gonna be real, yo. Ryan is on crash out watch. Ryan is on Spaces at 3 a.m. Conspiracy theorists, he's running around.
Not talking about boxing, by the way.
There's nothing that has to do with boxing, real life conspiracy theorists. You ever have a unk, he just says wild things at the cookouts and stuff, those type of talks, which is it's foolishness, and and also I think the weirdest thing about this build is the involvement of Gervonta Davis or Tank, because I honestly think they're having a contest to see whose ass he beat the most, because you have Ryan posting pictures. You have Devin posting pictures of Ryan knocked out, and then you have Ryan leaking the sparring sessions from 2017.
I feel we got to talk about the sparring. So for those who don't know, for years. How many? 5 years.
5 years.
There's been infamous sparring footage about Devin versus Tank. Some people were saying Tank won. Other people were saying, Tank beat him up. But then people were saying Tank gassed out and Devin got the best of him towards the end. So recently, a few weeks ago, Ryan leaked the footage, shook up the whole boxing world. I was shocked.
Yo, it was like 12 a.m. I was like texting Dajuan. Oh, I was like, yo. I was like, yo, it dropped. You know, like an album drop, like your favorite artist drop an album.
Bro,
Like, yo, he
insane.
dropped. Like, oh man, it was wild. It lit the boxing world up on fire. It's like Devin's dad, Devin Haney, did like a press release. Like he's like going on podcasts talking about it. He's like going on podcasts talking about it. You know, all types of things. But yeah, like I said, it's just been a weird build to a fight, especially with two talented boxers. Because you know, like jokes aside, like Ryan Garcia is a good fighter.
Yeah.
Like he's somebody that you know, like I know we look at Ryan Garcia as like you know boxing fans, you know, like it's not that serious, but like he's a good fighter.
No, he's dangerous.
He's a dangerous fighter, you know. So I don't know. I agree with your pick. I would probably still think about Haney TKO. I do.
No, go ahead.
No.
I was saying maybe not TKO, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets TKO. I think he's probably just going to outbox him though.
Well, no. I mean, well, look, right? I think at the end of the day, this is a fight to get Tank, right? At the end of the day, all the like Canelo said, payday, you want payday. Like everybody wants to fight Tank because they want the money. They want the money fight, you know? And I think Haney believes if he beats Ryan worse than Tank beat Ryan, everyone's gonna be like, oh, we want the rematch. But if Ryan goes out, Starks Haney, yo, we want the rematch.
Yeah, easily.
But I think it comes down to who has that dog, you know. Like I don't think Ryan has that dog, you know, right?
You don't
like,
think so?
No. Do you think so?
I don't know. I feel like it depends who he's fighting.
Yeah.
Because I really think, like, versus Haney, I think he didn't really think he had a chance. Like, deep down in his heart. I mean, not Haney. I'm sorry. Tank.
Yeah.
I think deep down in his heart, he knew he wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
But versus Haney, I really think he doesn't fear Haney.
And you know what, though? That's a good...
And they fought each other, what, twice already?
Six times.
6 times?
Yeah.
What is it, 3-3?
They said that Ryan had a better him when he was a kid, but as he got older, you know.
Exactly.
And you know, Ryan has shown. You know what? Let me correct myself. Ryan has shown good heart when he fought Luke Campbell. You know, Luke Campbell dropped him. He got up and finished him. And you know, his fight against Oscar Duarte, that was a tough fight. Oscar Duarte, I believe he fought. I think he fought Tio. Let me see.
Duarte?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
don't think I watched that fight.
No, I don't think he fought. I'm not sure if he fought Tio. I think so. But Duarte was a good opponent. That was a tough fight. Ryan was trying to show the road. Derrick James was not happy. He's not happy. But I think one of the reasons why I respect Haney so much, and I wasn't really a big Haney fan, self-admittedly, but Haney's not afraid to get in there. Like he's a dog, bro. Haney doesn't duck nobody.
Doesn't.
He will stand even at 135 when he had no power. He stands toe to toe. He's like, man, I'm here, bro.
He's kind of like a throwback fighter.
Yeah.
Bringing the old school boxing back.
Yeah.
Fight everybody for belts too.
Yeah.
So it's all legacy fights. It's not like he just fighting for money. Like this is all
Undisputed.
legacy fights. Undisputed
25.
already. And he's young.
Yeah.
It's only 24, 25. So.
Yeah. You know, and I love Tank. Tank's probably one of my favorite fighters. But Tank is definitely one of the people that he's cut from the Mayweather cloth.
Prize fighter.
Yeah, he's cut from the second half of Mayweather cloth, where you know Floyd to end his career is like, you know, boom, I'm going for the money, I want the bread. I can make the most money, you know, that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Tank is cut from that cloth, which is fine. I'm gonna be real. If I was a boxer, you telling me I could get paid $20 million to fight a bum, and like I'm not calling Tank's opponents a bum, but. You know, like I'm gonna take the money fights because you know that's a famous quote Floyd said when he said like
legacy not gonna feed your family.
Yeah,
that's real. Yeah,
that's facts. You know, and a lot of these fans in boxing, you know, they like you to, you know, take a bunch of damage, But I mean, that's not going. You know, you want to be able to have health and longevity in the sport. But Haney is probably cut from, I want to say like the Leonard cloth, you know, them 4 Kings, Leonard Hearns, Duran, Hagler, where he's gonna fight everybody.
He's gonna fight
everybody, and he'll stand and bang with you. That's the you feel me?
Versus Loma, that was crazy.
Standing, you feel me? He wasn't ducking nothing. Now the only thing I was a little concerned about, like, cause Lomas doesn't hit hard, and the fact that he had Haney stunned was bad. That was bad. I think that was bad, but I don't know. Like I said, I like Haney's chances. I think it really comes down, I think, when the going gets tough. Because I also think that I think Ryan's gonna drop Haney sometime or stun him sometime in this fight. But I don't have. I think the only way Haney doesn't get up is if he's really hurt, if he's really knocked out or he's really hurt.
Okay.
I think will Ryan get up if he gets dropped? That's my question. I don't know if Ryan will get up.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. Because this would be, his third time getting dropped if he is dropped? Because he got dropped versus Campbell. Fourth?
Because he got dropped twice against Tank.
He did.
And that Tank fight, a body shot hurts, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he didn't want to be there.
He didn't.
I don't think he wanted to be there. I think the first punch I dropped him, okay, that was a
good punch. He set him up.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So who's your pick at the end?
I'm gonna go Haney TKO.
Okay.
I think Haney's gonna get him out of there.
What round?
Late round. I think
maybe 10th?
9th, 10th. I'm going 9th, Haney TKO. I won't be surprised if Ryan. Nah, I think Haney. Ryan only chance, in my opinion, he got to knock him out cold, KO completely. And I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Haney's too good of a boxer to get caught, but I think sometimes Haney gets too caught up trying to stand the bank. Okay. If I'm Haney, right, I'm not gonna try to exchange with Ryan Garcia. Even Tank didn't want to exchange with Ryan Garcia because he hits hard.
Yeah, he is hard and he's fast, bro.
I'll try to. You ever heard him call it the brick? So his dad was like, he drops the brick, right? he drops the brick on him. So Haney has one of the best jabs in the game. So if I'm Haney, right, I'll try to stick away with the jab because also Ryan doesn't really set up the left hand often. Like, well, Haney, jab, brick, right hand over the top. Keep it. Keep the distance. Keep your distance. And if you see him hurt, go for the kill.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So next, coming up soon, when is this fight? Canelo versus Munguia.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Okay. I feel like it's still a fun fight for the fans, but it's a fight we didn't ask for. Come on now.
Yo.
Say it, bro.
Man, Canelo's a duck. Man, he's a duck. Man, Canelo's ducking. It's nasty work. It's extremely nasty work. It's nasty. I'm saying, bro, right? If you're the face of the sport, right? You can't duck like this. Like, and I like Canelo. I'm a fan of Canelo, right? I like Canelo's work. I think Canelo's a great fighter. I think he's really grown into himself at 168, came into his own, versus him at 154 and 160. I think 168 is his weight. But, I mean, and Munguia's a good fighter, right? But what is he, like 44-0? He's fought cans.
Crazy, bro.
He's fought cans. He's fought like me and Dajuan. Like, he hasn't fought nobody. Like, you feel Munguia hasn't fought nobody. I think his best win is what? John Ryder.
Who was his last fight?
John Ryder.
John Ryder. And that was a tough fight for him, too.
And John Ryder, and I think he gets points because he knocked out John Ryder. I think that's the first time he got stopped. But, I mean, Canelo beat the shit out of John Ryder, too. Like, Canelo beat the shit out of John Ryder, too. So, what is it? Like, hey, I knocked out John Ryder. Let's fight. Like, John Ryder is not a good enough fight. I think Munguia didn't deserve it. I would like Munguia to fight maybe a Morrell. Maybe a Caleb Plant.
Even Plant, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, before fighting Canelo. Like,
Bro, in Canelo, you're undisputed. Bro, what are you, bro, you're holding up the division. Yeah. Benavidez has beat everybody.
He's clearing out the division.
He's only going to beat more people until he fights Canelo.
And, in my opinion, he beat Plant worse than Canelo beat Plant. I think...
Yeah.
You put a beating on him. He ain't knock him out like Canelo, but Canelo was struggling. Canelo don't do well with in-fighters. I mean, not in-fighters. Like, slick fighters. The ones who can hit and not get hit, you know?
But he just hits so hard.
That it makes it up
doesn't
for
matter.
Him. And, like I said...
And then he's asking for 150... Like, come on, bro. 150 million?
Let me read this... let me find the quote.
All right.
Let me find the exact quote that Canelo said. It's nasty.
So, for those who don't know... David Benavidez, he's another middleweight. He's right now, he's Canelo's mandatory. Right?
He's a WBC interim. So he's a mandatory. I think for the WBA too.
So Canelo has 4 belts. And right now, Benavidez is the mandatory to fight for one of the belts.
2, actually. I think the WBA
2 belts?
I want to say, one of them.
Bro, Canelo, he's avoiding him, at all. It's blatant. He's scared.
It's like a timeline. Because at first, Canelo said he doesn't want to fight any Mexican fighters.
Munguia is Mexican.
And Munguia is Mexican. Like, you say you don't want to fight Mexicans, and you don't want to fight your fellow Mexican fighters. Now you fight another fellow Mexican fighter.
Then
on Cinco de Mayo.
I think Benavidez and his team, Canelo wanted a 92% split compared to 8.
Yeah,
and then he wanted 50 million. and then Benavidez only fight for $5 million. Still, Benavidez like, all right, we'll fight for $5 million.
And then
never heard from Canelo's team, bro.
And then all the drama with PBC, you go from I want to fight Berlanga. No, you want to fight Charlo, who Charlo's all been on Crash Out Watch. So you want to fight Charlo, who's clearly not ready to fight. And then they said no, not Charlo. They want to fight
Berlanga.
Right? Like, who wants to see that fight?
Nobody, bro.
I wouldn't even stream it. Like, I wouldn't even stream that. Like, I'll just keep it up on Twitter. But let me get to the quote. Right. So Canelo told reporters that he would want to fight David Benavidez for $150 to $200 million. The quote says, if some promoter, not him because he has nothing to offer me, but some promoter offers $150 million / $200 million, then I will fight tomorrow. That's the only reason I'll fight with him. Like,
bro, he's pricing himself out. That's what that is.
He wants that Saudi money because that's the
only place they can fight where they can make that money.
Because for the fight to do that much, he would have to do maybe in 4 million
pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, that's not hitting that.
And I was gonna say, like, is that fight even big enough to make that much? I mean, Canelo, it's a big fight.
It can get $1 million. It can get $1 million.
Pay-per-view buys.
It can get $1 million.
You think it does more than Tank Ryan?
Yes, I think because also Benavidez is fighting the undercard of Tank Martin too. So if Benavidez puts on a show, if he puts on a show, mad people are gonna be watching because it's Tank puts on a show. Like he even dissed Mike Tyson. What are we doing?
Yeah, come on, bro.
He says Canelo asks if he respects Mike Tyson after Tyson called him to fight David Benavidez. Tyson's a big fan of David Benavidez, and he's been saying for a really long time that Canelo should fight David Benavidez. Canelo's gonna say, I respect his opinion if he was sober.
Like, come on, bro. And like, it's not even Mike. It's everybody. We all want to see him fight David Benavidez. It's not fair that Canelo could jump up to 175, lose, come back down. He still has all his belts.
And he doesn't want to fight.
Bro, every other fighter that jumps up another weight class to fight, they get stripped.
At least, but when you come down, you got to fight the mandatory. And the WBC, they don't ever enforce mandatories.
Especially not with Canelo.
Yeah, but at this point, I think what's happening to Benavidez is really messed up. I think Benavidez has done more than enough. The Plant fight was more than enough. Andrade fight was more than enough. I'm like, what else do you need to see? I thought when he beat it was Canadian. I forget his name. It was like Gotcha or something. He fought GG way back in the day. He beat him bad. And honestly, I think Benavidez has a good chance to beat Canelo, but Canelo also has a good chance to beat him. Canelo also said that the only thing he has to offer, continuing that quote, was coming up 25 pounds heavier. What does that matter? Scared, you do that to everybody too. We're gonna sound like Canelo haters, but
we are. And it's no hate towards Canelo.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
We respect Canelo for boxing, but right now what he's doing,
it's nasty duck. Duck
can't
sauce.
Get behind it.
It walks like a duck and talks like a duck. It's a duck. All right, it's nasty. And then this and Mike.
Yeah, come on, bro.
And then Mike is just...
Speaking of Mike is fighting. Is he gonna fight? Who? Jake Paul?
Who's clearing this? like, who on Mike Tyson's team was like, "Hey, man, you should go fight Jake Paul"? What commission is like, "Hey, Mike, you're 57."
And go ahead.
Who's? No, you get it.
And I don't think it's gonna happen. Number one, Mike Tyson's 57. What is he doing? Jake Paul is young, and if it's a real fight and they're going 100%, come on, bro. Jake Paul knocks him out.
And then I think I understand Jake Paul's angle. Like, bear with me now. I think Jake thinks, right, if he goes out and knocks out Mike Tyson, some legit boxers are gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad. And then now he can get fights with the legit boxers. Like, some people might be like, "Yo, how dare you knock out Mike? Now I want to fight you." Now he
gotta be careful though, cause
he just want to get paid. Yeah.
That's a big payday, but I don't know. I think maybe if it's an exhibition, it'll be cool.
No,
but then I'm seeing that they might fight with headgear. Come on,
just don't do the fight, bro. At a certain point, the bag is not worth your respect.
It's not.
Like Mike Tyson, we were talking about Unks at the cookout. That is literally your buff Unk. And Mike is nice. Don't get me wrong. Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson. But not fight
57. He's going to gas out. Probably 3 rounds in.
You know how hard that little bobbing and reeving is, bro? It's difficult. I don't think you can do that for a consistent 12. I'm not sure if it's 12 rounds. It might be 10 rounds.
Might be 10.
Regardless, too much.
And I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Jake Paul. Jake Paul, he's still a beginner, but he can box.
He's good, bro. He's good.
He can box decent enough.
Well, I say he's elite, but he's
not elite. But like, and people are forgetting he's still a beginner. Like he just started boxing 2 or 3 years ago. So
with the hate with Jake Paul, like, you know, and a lot of MMA fans, they don't get this when it comes to boxing, but a lot of boxers, their first couple fights are terrible. It depends on the weight class that they, because when you get into the heavier weight classes, the more popular weight classes, it's more elite fighters, more fighters like that. But with Jake Paul, you know, he's fighting beginning opponents that's better than a lot of legends.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Haney was had to go to Mexico to even get his record. And a lot of they fight cab drivers, you know, cans. They literally fight bums until they can get the shop and build up the rankings.
Stack your record.
And I'd rather Jake Paul fight like the Tyron Woodleys, you know, Nate Diaz. Like even though they're not boxers and MMA fighters, they still have combat experience on a world title level. That's better than just fighting just random boxers, you know. You know, and I've been respecting him until then. Now I don't like this. I feel like he's losing respect for me, and I just don't like it.
Yeah, Mike Tyson, come on, bro.
Not even Mike. Mike, you want to chase the bag?
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about fighting.
Yeah. It's nasty. It's nasty.
It's
work.
nasty.
It's nasty work. All he wants to do is fight Canelo. Like, and I think it's so nasty nowadays because you even see with the MMA fighters, they don't care if they win. They just want the money. Like, what happened to the boxers that had pride? Like these new guys have no pride at all. This shit is crazy. Like, they just want to fight for the bag. Like, if someone came up to me and it's like, yo, you gonna fight this guy that by the way, I know I'm not gonna win, right? It's like you know, like Kamar Usman. I love Usman. You was talking about fighting Canelo. He had no chance to fight Canelo. Like, he would round one. Shout out Ngannou. I love Francis. The fact that he came close to beating Tyson Fury
was crazy. That was crazy.
That was crazy. But the Anthony Joshua and Fury didn't train for that fight. Let's be real.
Nah, I don't think he did.
At all.
I'm sorry. I was looking back.
Yeah.
There's no way he took it.
Did you see the before and after picture? Like, for the Usyk fight? Yeah. He has like six-pack.
Yeah, he got a six-pack now.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I feel like there's a big difference between boxing and MMA. Like, when you step into boxing, like, you have to have skill. You can't just be going in there thinking, I'm strong, I can fight, I'm going to knock him out. Yeah. Especially if somebody that's been boxing their whole life.
And MMA boxing is way different. You box, like, you can't, a lot of them can't properly defend because defending is different with the 4-ounce gloves and the big gloves. And even, right, when you watch, I saw like a little breakdown on Twitter. Shout out Twitter, I be running massive. So when Ngannou's, went to Southpaw against Joshua, that's a common response in MMA when they're troubled. They switch stances. In boxing, Joshua was like, okay, like, this guy's stupid. Like, he was like, okay, like, I'm gonna land it right. And, it's also not a lot of head movement in MMA as well because you might head kick. You feel me?
Yeah.
Knee to the face, flying knee. Like, you feel me? Like, you can't really move your head a lot. I don't know.
It's also, I think the round time is different too. MMA is like
it's
5
for
minutes,
5.
So it's 25. Boxing is 10 rounds or 12 rounds, what, 3 minutes?
Maybe 10 to 3.
So you're talking about almost an extra 11 minutes of fighting. So even that's different.
But you know what? MMA stamina is harder because of grappling. That makes it a little bit harder. But yeah, all these MMA guys stay in your lane. It's not like Francis. He gave y'all hope for the Fury fight. It's over. It's done. Stay in your lane. Stick to what you're great at. Sean O'Malley's like, I want Devin Haney. Stick to what you're great at. Just fight in your lane. Like, you don't ever see Myles Garrett like, hey LeBron, let's play 1-on-1. Like stay in your lane, bro. Like, I don't know. Like I said, it's not worth the bag. If someone came to me like, hey, you're gonna get knocked out for $20 million, I might consider it. But, like, if I'm, like, in front of mad people, like, I got pride. Like, I got pride. Like, I'm not trying to get knocked out on national TV. You feel me?
But, yeah. So, next we got your guy, Tank. And what's next for him? So, for the people, Tank is fighting Gervonta Davis. He's fighting Frank Martin. When is that fight?
Sometime in June.
June? Okay.
And
I know you got.
yeah,
I got Tank too.
yeah, Tank should win this fight. I mean, Frank Martin's a good opponent, but
He's good, but
he has nothing to. I don't think he doesn't hit hard enough to really hurt Tank. I mean, he has power, but he doesn't hit hard enough to hurt Tank. I don't think he can outbox Tank. I think Tank's better on all levels.
like no disrespect to Frank Martin, he's a good fighter, but compared to Tank, he's still kind of like on the prospect level, kind of like he's still trying to come up, get more fights. So this is a big jump for Frank Martin fighting Tank. It's gonna be a big test, but I think I got Tank stopping him, maybe round 8,
Maybe earlier. Maybe earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe earlier. I mean, it depends because Tank damn near became a counter puncher as he got older.
Yeah, he don't be throwing that many punches either.
Yeah, he's a counter puncher.
Yeah.
But screw that. Like, okay, we have Tank. Not screw that. Respect to Frank Martin, Derek James, the whole team. I'm a Spence. I love Spence. Mm-hmm. I still can't look at highlights from the Crawford fight.
Spence.
Yeah, shout out to Spence. Earl Spence, that's my guy. Would you rather see him versus Shakur at 135 or him move up to 140 to fight Haney after this fight?
That's tough. I don't know. I feel like maybe. I mean, I think the Shakur fight might be easier.
Twitter.
but
he's damn near on Crash Out Watch too, bro. You on Twitter wilding.
Chill.
You on Twitter wilding, but
I don't know. I think those are both good fights.
Yeah.
I think Shakur might give him a tougher fight than Haney.
I think Shakur would give him a more frustrating fight. But Shakur just doesn't do well with power. I think I can see.
That's also
I
true.
can see. I think Tank will walk. He will walk somebody down. If you don't hit hard, like I remember he fought Hector Garcia. Tank walked him down the whole fight and then finished it when he wanted to. If you don't respect Tank's power, and I think that's why Haney wanted to wait till 140 because I think he figures he has a better chance, and Tank doesn't like fighting at 140. But I think I would like to see him fight Haney at 140 and then go back down.
I was gonna say I feel like him fighting at 140 would be big because number one, I think you'll make more money fighting Haney, and then you're fighting at 140. Haney already said he's not doing rehydration clause, so it's gonna be a big test. And if Tank overcomes that, I think he's cemented, bro.
Yeah, because also, as much as I like Shakur, as much as I like Tank, there's always a chance that Shakur is gonna win and fight his fight. And Shakur don't care how boring the fight is. He cares about winning.
Yeah.
He could jab you and
You
move
gotta
away.
respect it.
Yeah, and I respect it. Every fighter fights to their abilities. And Tank's a hard fighter. So I think it's a bigger risk, honestly. Because if Tank moves up to 140 and loses to Haney, I don't think he's going to lose stock, right? Unless he gets knocked out. But I don't think he's going to lose stock. But losing to Shakur at 135, I think if I'm team Tank, you go up, fight Haney 140, right? Knock him out. Come back down, fight Shakur, win.
Or tie. I mean, I agree.
And after that, there ain't a lot of fights to take. I know Tank said he want to
retires
retire early. Yeah, so
that?
yeah.
I would love to see if Loma wins. I would love to see Tank fight Loma. I think, but Loma's older though, so.
Yeah, because Tank not gonna get the respect for fighting a little bit.
You don't think so?
Nah, not at this point.
Okay.
I think only really fights I want to see from Tank at this point is Haney, Shakur, kind of Tio. Kind of Tio.
What is Tio? What's up with him? What's his next fight?
You know what I'm gonna say? Crash Out Watch too. This watch is bugging. I don't know. I know he just had a good fight. No, he actually just
I didn't watch it, but
actually no. I caught the end of it.
I heard it was
terrible.
that good.
I was thinking of the Josh Taylor fight. No, Tio's very hot and cold, but
Yo,
Tio too.
It's really like who he's fighting. Like when he fought Loma, that was one of his best performances.
Josh Taylor,
one of his best performances.
Everybody else is trash.
Then when it's like he fight people that
He fights
knows
up
he
to his
can
competition.
beat.
Yeah.
It's like he be in there playing around. Like,
Yeah. He literally got gifted a decision last fight, but yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know. Like I said, the roadmap for Tank, in my opinion, Haney, back down to Shakur, and then either ride off into the sunset, maybe get a few rematches in, and Ryan, make some noise. But yeah, also, just for upcoming fights that coming up.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. We got Inoue versus Neri.
That's undisputed.
Inoue, nice.
Anyway, he might be the best I've ever seen.
Nice. Japan, we can get into him a little bit on next episode. Got Loma versus Kambosos.
Pretty good fight as well.
Loma should win.
Yeah, Loma.
We got Fury versus Usyk. Ooh, I can't wait.
I don't know.
Can't wait. Yeah, too big.
Okay.
And then we got B2B versus
this might be the best
Bivol. Ooh, that's
This
a
might
great
be
fight.
fight of the
Undisputed.
year.
Light heavyweight undisputed.
Well. This might be fight of the year.
Also, let me just read off the main card for UFC 300. We got starting off. We got why is it saying canceled? Okay, maybe that's a mistake. We got Bo Nickel versus Corey Brundage. Okay.
Bo Nickel.
Charles Dude Brooks
guy.
versus Armand I'm gonna mess up his name. I'm sorry. Suzukian. You got Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway, BMF title. You got Weili Zhang versus Jan. I'm gonna mess up the name. I'm so sorry. Jan Xiaonan. I'm gonna mess up her name. It's the first Chinese versus Chinese fight in the UFC, and the women, so that's also great. Great for representation. Yeah. And we got my boy Alex Chama Pereira versus Jamal Hill.
Good fight.
I love you, got Chama. Polton, my guy, I love Alex Pereira. Big star, double champ, 10 fight. What is it? I mean, 5 fights in the UFC? He's 9-2 overall record. Jamal Hill never lost a title. Beat Alex Pereira's mentor Glover. Yep. It's like an anime fight. It's like Naruto versus Pain, Loki. Because you know how like you didn't watch Naruto,
yeah,
but it's like you know like they beat the mentor and now they're fighting the student. You know, so there's a lot of great fights coming up.
Card.
Oh yeah, fun card.
Yeah, I think even the undercard is crazy.
Yeah, we might have to have a show just reviewing UFC 300 and previews and picking. Yeah, we might have to do that going into the show. But the prelims. You know, it's a lot. It's very exciting to be a combat sports fan right now. That's why we wanted to make this podcast. You know, Dajuan's one of my best friends, my brother. You know, so we talk about this all the time. Figured the conversation we have, we share with you guys. You know, so.
Yeah, I'm just excited. It's gonna be a great year for combat sports, and we're just happy to share some of our thoughts with y'all, man.
Yeah, so that was episode 1. Stick with us. Shout out everybody. Shout out Alyssa, and yeah.